Today's topic, how to tell if a guy is into you. Today I want to share the signs with you that reveal whether or not the man that you are talking to, the man that you just went on a date on, or maybe even the man who you're about to start a relationship with is really into you. And one of the first signs that often happens on the first date or on the second date that a man is really into you is when he's trying to hold your hand whenever he can. He wants to be close to you. He wants to walk right next to you. He wants to hold your hand. This is one of the most romantic actions that a man can take on the first date with a woman he's really into. So if you are on a first date with a guy, or even second date, or maybe he's really shy and he does it on the third date, if he tries to hold your hand and he then smiles at you when you look at him and he doesn't let go of your hand, or he gets really excited when you then take his hand again, in case he's too nervous and he thinks to himself, oh God, no, I've held her hand for 2 minutes, I have to let go now. And you then hold his hand again. This means that he's really into you. And he wants to make sure that you get home safe. If you're, for example, on a date and he then walks you to your car, or he drives you home in his car, or he walks you to the bus station, or you order an Uber, or he orders an Uber for you, and he then waits for you until the car arrives and until you step in the car. And he then might even ask you to text him when you get home, so that he knows you get home safe. It is in our male nature to protect the woman we love. I mean, just recently, for example, my girlfriend had a very stressful day at work, and I then sent her a morning message in which I said, I hope you woke up with a smile on your face because you are loved and protected. And I just wanted to communicate my love to her, and at the same time, I also wanted to communicate to her that I protect her. And I know on a logical level that there's no saber-toothed tiger waiting in front of her apartment and that nobody will eat her today. I know these things. But in our male nature, we always want to protect the woman we love. And that's why when I'm, for example, out with my girlfriend, I always walk close to her. I always want to protect her. I want to make sure that she's safe. And if a man that you're on a date with, or a man that you already started dating, shows the same signs, this means that he's into you. And he ignores everything and everyone for you. Does this man play Angry Birds on his phone while he's on a date with you? No. Does he even look at his phone? Maybe if somebody calls, he checks it for a moment, then he has a call for 1 minute and says, hey, sorry, I'm really busy, I'll call you back, or he declines the call. That's what a guy does who's really into you. A guy who's not into you will just text with friends or maybe even with other girls while he's on a date with you, but a guy who's into you will never do that. And he also ignores other women. I mean, yes, when a beautiful woman walks past him, his natural instinct might force him for 1 second to look at her. But then he will immediately look away again, he will look at you, and he will focus all of his attention on you. This means that this man is into you. And this man is also fully and completely devoted to you. Or is he? What if the man that you went on a date with, or the man that you already started dating, or the man that you have a crush on, but you haven't dated him yet, what if this man is not devoted to you? What if this man is still not committed to you? Then you have to make him devoted to you, because devotion is an emotion that's even stronger than love. And there's nothing that makes a man commit faster than this feeling of pure devotion. And if you want to have the ability to make any man you want, yes, also the man of your dreams, devoted to you, then you can click on the first link in the description or go directly to gethimkeephim.com/devoted and watch this video till the very end. And I really mean watch it till the very end. This video will open your eyes to a whole new world where you have the power to make your man devoted to you. And your man might also try his best to impress you, even if he's not your man yet. And maybe because he desperately tries to impress you, he will fail in his attempt to become your man. Because often when men try to impress women, it can be, oh God, it can be so painful. I mean, have you ever been on a date with a guy who talked about his car and his recent promotion, and I have this big apartment, and oh, did I tell you that I have a boat? Oh, I have a boat. Did I tell you I have a boat? Yes, I have a boat. Men often try to impress women with their material possessions and with their achievements. And yes, of course, you want to date a high value man. You don't want to date a complete loser. You want to date a man who has accomplished something or who's on a journey of accomplishing something. That's completely normal. It's natural. It's okay. But there's a difference between a successful, humble man and a man who tries to brag every 10 seconds. And usually that's something that my experience tells me from coaching so many women in Skype coaching sessions. Usually the men who try to impress you the most are the least impressive. Because a man who has accomplished something, a man who feels confident in himself and in his ability to accomplish things and in his ability to provide and to be a high value man, this guy won't try to impress you. But a man who's not there yet, he will try his best to impress you. So always keep that in mind. And if you want to discover even more secrets about men, or if you want to share your story with me and you want to tell me what you're struggling with right now, and you then want me to give you specific advice that's specifically tailored on your situation, then you can inquire for a Skype coaching session with me. I would love to work with you and of course also to get to know you. And if you want to work with me, then you can click on the second link in the description or go directly to gethimkeephim.com/Skype. And what if the man that you're on a date with tries to block other men from getting close to you? This can also be a clear sign that he's into you. I mean, for example, and it's funny now that I think about this, I recently did that and my girlfriend called me out on it. We were going to a restaurant. It was a really nice restaurant. And on a table next to us were three men, three friends. Three friends having dinner together. And one of them was really handsome, I have to admit it. He was way more handsome than me. And I thought to myself, or let's say my subconscious mind thought, that I have to position myself in the restaurant in a way that I block the access from this guy to my girlfriend. And I know logically it doesn't make any sense. And I wasn't even aware of it, to be honest. But my girlfriend then smiled at me and said, you sat on this side because you don't want me to see that guy, huh? And I was like, what? And then I thought about it for a moment, and then I had to admit to her, yes, actually, you're right. My subconscious mind did that. And it might also happen with the man that you're on a date with. If he tries to block other men from getting close to you, maybe by standing in a certain way or by positioning himself in a certain way at the table, this means that he's into you. And he's listening to you like no man has ever listened to you. He listens to you, he's engaged in the conversation, and he holds direct eye contact while you're talking to him, but he can't stop checking you out. That's also how to tell if a guy's into you. When you walk together, he's checking you out. He's always looking to the side to see you, to appreciate your body, to appreciate your beauty. And during the conversation, you have to forgive him. Sometimes his eyes might wander down. Then you can call him out on it with a smile on your face and he will be like, no, I didn't do that. But he's still listening and also at the same time checking you out. And when you then get closer to him, or let's say, for example, when you meet him at the dating venue or at his place or at your place or wherever you're going to meet, and you then realize that the moment you get close to him, his breathing and heartbeat get a little bit faster. This means that he's aroused, that he's turned on by you, and that he gets a little bit nervous because he wants to try his best to win your heart. And what if this man tries to touch you whenever he can? And sometimes it might be a little bit awkward. And please don't get me wrong, when I say he tries to touch you, I don't mean that he tries to touch you in a very creepy way that makes you want to run away. If that happens to you on a first date, then of course you shouldn't text this guy again. What I mean is that he tries to touch you in a way that you actually want to be touched by him. But at the same time, because he's so nervous and he's thinking to himself, oh my God, she's out of my league. Oh my God, what if she doesn't like me? Oh, and inside of him, there's a battle between angel and devil, you can say, where the devil says, touch her, you want her. And the angel says, no, she's out of your league. So that's basically the battle that's going on inside of him. And he then touches you maybe in a way that's a little bit awkward because he's nervous. He's not calibrated. He has no idea how to actually get closer to you. Then if you really like him, you can forgive him his awkwardness. But it is a sign that he's into you. And it's also a sign that he's totally into you when he slowly moves closer while you are talking. No matter if you're standing next to him or if you're sitting next to him or opposite of him, he always tries to get closer. And when you're standing, it's a little bit less awkward because he can simply move his legs to the side, one foot to the next, and go la la la, just like a dancing move, gets closer to you. And you might think to yourself, his face gets bigger and bigger. Why is this happening? Well, that's happening because he gets closer to you. But it can be really awkward, or let's say not awkward. I think it's funny. It can be funny when you are on a date with a guy and you are sitting down at a restaurant or at a bar, and he then tries to get closer with his chair, especially when it's one of these floors where the chair goes scratch on the floor, and he slowly tries to move closer, and everybody around him is already staring at him, and you start laughing, and he then gets red like a tomato. And yes, I'm talking about personal experience here. That happened to me. I still remember this one date that I've been on that was years ago, where the chair and the floor were the biggest enemy, and it was just scratching and while I was getting closer. But yes, that's a clear sign that he's into you. And you can also tell if a guy's into you if he tries his best to speak in a masculine and relaxed way. Because he learned somewhere that speaking in a masculine and relaxed way and calm way will impress you. But because he's so nervous, he messes it up completely and it sounds very unnatural. And even though it might be a little bit awkward, you have to remember this is a sign that he's into you. And if you still like him, if you still want him after all these awkward signs, then you also want him to be devoted to you. And if you want to make him devoted to you, then you can click on the first link in the description or go directly to gethimkeephim.com/devoted. And if you enjoyed watching this video, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Share your opinion, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. And I would love it even more if you would hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.